Hello Scorpio, and welcome back to my channel Inspiring Life Changes. Welcome back to those of you who've been here before, and welcome to those of you who are coming over for the first time to see what it's all about. My channel is Inspiring Life Changes. I am an intuitive tarot reader with over 30 years experience. My name is Colette, and I'm here today to do a reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp Scorpios out there. This reading is going to be a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with all you Scorpios, but hopefully there will be a message here for you. If you don't know where those placements of your Sun, Venus, Moon and Rising are, there will be a link in the description box down below for you to go and check that out. And as I do say, you may know where your sun sign is, but you may not know which degree it's at. And that can also make a difference as well if you go and check out your own natal chart as to what's happening on the bigger scale of everything that's happening at this time as well. You may also see kind of where things are connecting up for you. If you're interested in astrology, description box down below, natal chart link. So the first card that I have picked for you, or came out for you today, Scorpio, is the flamingo energy, and it's saying embrace the in-between. So this is the overall energy. The Spirit Animal Oracle card here is the overall energy. And it's saying embrace the in-between, but at the same time be very aware that everything that happens in the now moment. So it's like you've got one foot in the past and you're kind of looking into your future as well. You're coming out of the past, but your future is still being manifested. You are creating it, but you're creating it in the now moment. So it's saying don't kind of stay in the past, because there's no point in dwelling in the past because you can't change the past. And don't kind of put all your energy into the future either, because you can't actually be in the future. You have to kind of bring yourself back into the now moment and embrace the fact that this is where all the magic, if you like, actually happens. This is where creativity takes place, is actually in this place here and now, which is creating your future, of course, and it has come from your past as well, of course, but neither of those, the connecting point, if you like, between those two is the now moment. So that's what the flamingo spirit is saying for me, that you're in a situation at this time, Scorpio, of kind of being caught between the past energy and the future energy, and you're kind of needing to really focus your attention in this now place that you're in. You're neither there nor there yet. You're kind of here in this moment, and that's the message for you there. So we have this card as your first card here, the Three of Pentacles. I'm just going to twist my light a little bit because it may not be showing up very well. The Three of Pentacles here is in reverse. It's at the very heart of your reading here, Scorpio. And it's saying for me that there has been a situation, because this is a general read. It can be about business, it can be about family, it can be about a friendship, it can be about a one-to-one relationship as well. But this is saying that there's a situation where you have been trying to make something, and it kind of reminds me of that flamingo energy here, of you being in this now, that kind of this represents your past and your future in a way. Or these are the energies that you have dealt with, and here you are standing in your present energy, and this is what you are creating right here and right now. Because it's in reverse, it's kind of saying that your attention, it is literally saying to me, your attention needs to be focused on this now. rather than looking into your future, rather than kind of still being caught up in the past. Because you are wanting to make something more than what you already have, this card is saying as well. You want to create more out of, or adding to these two pentacles here. This card actually came out yesterday quite strongly in the Libra reading that I did, and it's interesting because while I was shuffling the cards, it kept turning up. I kept seeing it kind of showing itself. So for it to come out as the first card here, Scorpio, it's obviously wanting to make you aware of something. If you look at that pentacle there, he's literally in the process of making it. But it feels, because it's in reverse, it feels as though something has stopped. Maybe that's also what the flamingo energy is about. It's like something has stopped. Whatever was being created here, whatever was coming together, something has brought it to a halt. Something has stopped this. It can often be about teamwork, about working with other people in order to create something bigger than the two of you, which could be something to do with a business, because it is pentacles. It will be to do with the physical realm, your values about something as well. There may have been disagreements here, but something has come to it feels like a stop, like something has halted here. And over the top you have the Page of Pentacles as your challenging energy here, Scorpio. Very earthy. Again, the environment, the physical realm. Page of Pentacles relates to Taurus energy, Capricorn and Virgo, and it can be a very stubborn energy as well, particularly when it's a page, because a page is a young energy. It's an energy that's just kind of learning to understand itself, really. So there may have been this sense of, I get a feeling here there's a sense of somebody who wants to be noticed, because that peacock feather, or peacock tail should I say, is actually on this peacock here. But it looks very much as though it belongs to this page, like he's wearing this peacock tail. And he's got these very kind of flamboyant feathers in his hair up the top here, in his cap. And his hair is all very kind of fancy, and so I get the impression that it's also an energy that wants to be noticed. It feels like something that wants to be noticed. It doesn't have to be a person. It can be a situation. It can be a thing. But it's like something is crying out, it feels here. There's a challenge here to be noticed, to be seen, to be heard even, because peacocks are very vocal birds. They make a lot of noise. So you may also feel as though you're needing to be heard, that maybe somebody wasn't listening here. Maybe that's also a part of this, that you felt as though your energy wasn't being valued. Because the Page of Pentacles can also be about planting his seeds. He's got his one pentacle here. And this, maybe you have walked away from this situation here with this one pentacle that you have created, and you're kind of looking for something else to create, to plant this seed, to this pentacle, this seed, this new future, new beginning, which could also be this flamingo energy here that was coming through as you not being in your past or your present yet, like your future, sorry, just being very much in the present and not necessarily knowing what to do at this time with this pentacle. But what's in your head here, Scorpio, and what you are aware is that there is a situation that is being left behind. There is something that you are moving away from. And it could be something that has given you some stressful situations that you've had to deal with, because this is moving out of the storm, out of the rougher waters, shall we say, into more serene and calm waters. It is in reverse again, so there could be an element here of you having to do this rather than wanting to do this, feeling that it's the only option that you have is to move forward with something, move forward on your own with something as well, because this is about somebody who is in the boat on their own. But there is a sense of kind of tranquility here as well, and also balance, because both of those Six of Swords are either side of the boat. So there is like a serenity within this as well. There is a kind of like a, oh well, okay, almost like I can't change the past, but I can make a difference if I kind of, you know, move on into my future. That's where I need to be in order to be able to bring this pentacle with me into life, like make something more of it. I always see the pentacles as kind of wanting to be added to, because they are also money, finance, but it can also, like I said, it can also be values as well, your value system. What do you value? Why do you value it? So you could also be reassessing things here in this energy at this time of being in between places. And we also have the energy moving away is another page, and in reverse this page can be very argumentative, very difficult, needs to know why. That's the thing about the Page of Swords. He's very full of questions, wants answers, needs to know why, and he doesn't always have the best way of expressing himself, which could also have something to do with this peacock energy here as well. Somebody may have expressed something which didn't go down very well and has caused ructions, upsets. There is, for me, this kind of turquoise blue colour all around here as well, which I always see as being the connection between the heart and the throat chakra energy, of having to communicate things in a kind of honest, open, heartfelt way. But because it's a page, and it is, again, it's that energy that is yet to kind of really understand itself. It's still learning about itself. So this could be an energy that has just kind of been very, like I was saying, argumentative. It could have caused problems rather than resolved anything here. It could have added to the difficulties. I get the feeling it's an energy that doesn't want to back down here. I don't know if this is your energy, Scorpio, or somebody else's energy, or a situation in itself. But underneath it we have the Fool in your subconscious realm here. The Fool is about new beginnings, it's about taking risks, it's about instinct, it's about going with your gut, knowing that you have to leave something behind. Again, it's a new beginning, the Fool energy. It's taking a risk, it's listening to a bigger calling, in a sense, following a new path, following a new direction. And this is what you may not be so aware of is taking place at this time for you. You may be feeling quite stuck, in fact, in where you're at. Even with this boat here as well in reverse, you may be feeling that you're not actually getting anywhere, that you are kind of trying to move forward, but it's, as of yet, it's not really happening for you. There could also be, because the moon's here as well, there could also be secrets and things that are yet to be revealed, or things that are being kept hidden, kept under wraps here. For me, when the moon's below, it's about kind of the new moon energy, and the new moon energy is much more subdued. It's much more about things not being revealed. Whereas when the moon appears at the top of a card, when it's up the right way, then it's much more about something being seen Something's very, emotions are kind of out there, but at the moment with this card in reverse, it's kind of saying to me that things could have been kept, not secret so much, but kept under wraps, like keeping things to yourself here, Scorpio, not giving everything away. Maybe even if that was a business situation that you've kind of left behind as well, it could be that you didn't reveal your plans as well to somebody here. But we have the Fool moving away from this energy of the Three of Swords in reverse. Three of Swords is always about heartbreak. It's all about something that has caused wounding. When it's in reverse, it can also be about past situations of wounding that maybe have brought something back up to the surface, although it is in reverse and it is in your subconscious as well. So I kind of feel as though this is something that has happened in the past, before now, that is still kind of lingering, that is still affecting this situation of where you're heading, if you like. Often the Three of Swords, particularly when it's in reverse, can feel as though it's come out of the blue, like it was unexpected. It wasn't. It was like, I see this sun here as being almost like a shock. You see he's got like these electrical kind of lightning bit coming out of it as well. It kind of feels to me like a shock, something that wasn't expected or prepared for in some ways. And sometimes we are aware of something that's going to happen on that level. We kind of see it coming. We're kind of prepared on some mental level, emotional level, but this feels as though this was something very kind of sudden, unexpected, out of the blue, which maybe even has forced you into this journey, this new destination. It's moving away from something. The energy we have moving in, though, is saying that there is still a need here with this Five of Wands for you to... It's that you can't fully leave something behind. You can't fully walk away from it. It feels as though you're still having to deal with the dropout, the fallout from whatever this is. Whatever the situation is, whether it's family, whether it's business, it feels like there's still a lot of things that need to be worked through, worked out, come to terms with. You may actually have to meet with people on a one-to-one basis, and there also feels like there's not a lot of coming together here. There's not a lot of meeting of minds, shall we say, or creative ideas. It's like there's a lot of clashing of personalities, really, is kind of how I'm feeling it. It can also be a card of self-sabotage as well, but I'm feeling more that it's to do with personalities that are not seeing eye to eye here, but it is a situation where you're going to have to, you can't leave it. That's how it feels. It can't be left. It has to be dealt with, possibly before you move on into this future that is kind of beckoning or waiting for you here as well. You're trying to move out of this situation. Maybe that's also what this moon card, moon energy is saying as well, that you have to face up to something, face up to your own fears here, because this can also be about your fears. This can be about you not feeling good enough about something, not feeling that you can do something, that you don't have the determination or the can be self-worth. But it is, for me today, it is coming through as a clashing of different personalities here, of having to stand your ground about what it is and how you feel about something in a certain situation. Because we also have in your hope and fears, 2 cards have come out here as well. And so the devil was the card that came out first, the first one I saw here, which is saying that this is a toxic situation. It is the hopes and fears though. So it feels to me as though this could actually be you having to face that within yourself here, Scorpio, having to face your own doubts, your own fears over something that's kind of holding you back. Because the devil energy can be about kind of being chained to something, being chained to your own beliefs on something, being chained to your own image of yourself even. And it is in reverse as well. And it can talk about addictions. It can talk about addictions when it comes to things like toxic substances. But it can also talk about addictions to things like painful situations, like keep putting yourself into painful situations because you don't feel as though you deserve success or deserve to have happiness. So there could be a situation where you're going to have to look at that shadow side as well, that shadow side of yourself, of why it is that you feel the way that you feel about yourself, I feel, rather than anything else here, Scorpio. But when it's like it gets projected out as well onto other things. And again, because he's got his face covered up here as well with this helmet, it's very kind of low down, you can't see his eyes. It could also have something to do with keeping this side of yourself hidden. It's very deep. And Scorpios are very deep when it comes to their emotions. They don't necessarily express their emotions easily. And sometimes when they do express them, it can be very hurtful. They can be very blunt, Scorpios. You can be very blunt. And maybe that's also what this is saying here, that you have expressed yourself in a very blunt way that has caused more problems than it's solved, because it has come out with the 10 of Cups here as well. So these are really like hopes and fears. If you look at them literally, it's like, you know, this is your fear here, this devil energy that keeps kind of appearing in your life, shall we say, and your hope is this kind of contentment. What you're aiming for is this security, this happiness, this happy ever after image, this love, this this kind of idyllic. It's got like all these 10 cups. It's like each one of these has been collected, and you're living the life that you really want to live. It's kind of success and happiness and joy, everything rolled into one card here. Like all your birthdays have come at once, and that's kind of what you're looking for, Scorpio. You're wanting this as your hope, but it's your fear, I feel, that kind of keeps getting in the way. Your fear being this devil energy, which causes this side of yourself to doubt that you are capable. And the last card that we have here for you, Scorpio, at this time is the 4 of Cups. in reverse again. So it feels as though Four of Cups, when it's in reverse, it's literally talking about a situation where somebody is feeling down. And there's a kind of a feeling that no matter how hard you try to achieve something, you keep missing. You keep kind of not quite being able to create it or to have it or to hold it, or for, you know, kind of for too long. Like it gets to a certain point and then it kind of disappears on you. Again, this doesn't have to be relationship just because it's a Four of Cups, but it is to do with emotions. So it leaves you feeling in this place of kind of despair, not knowing what to do, kind of a very low energy, a low ebb, and also a very kind of insular energy in a way as well, of kind of just being very focused on your focused on what you don't have rather than what is around you or what you could have, because this cup is being offered out of the sky. It's kind of being offered in a for me it's kind of saying that, you know, when you fall you get back up again, because there will be other potentials out there. So don't kind of, don't, I dare to say this, but don't kind of wallow in your, don't get stuck in that place. And maybe that's also what this flamingo energy is saying here as well. Don't get stuck in the past, but embrace where you are right now at this time, because it is the only time where you can do anything. So if you're going to want to change anything, you have to kind of, you know, get back up on your feet and start again, which is kind of what this full energy down here is saying as well. You know, you have to start again. You're at the beginning. You're at the beginning of something. And that it's okay, you know, even if it has been caused by heartache and this deep sense of wounding. It's okay, you can move on from it. So let's see what the confirmation cards are for you, Scorpio. Okay, Four of Cups in reverse again, over the top of your challenge, your 3 and your Page of Pentacles here. So literally, again, it is saying to me kind of, you know, don't stay stuck in that, because the 4 can be a challenging energy, because it's like a square energy. It can be quite restrictive, quite kind of structural in that way. And we can find ourselves very stuck when it comes to 4s. It's a challenging energy. It's an energy of not allowing yourself to kind of sink down, which is kind of what I'm feeling with this energy, because you've got it twice here. So it's saying don't allow yourself to sink down into the kind of, not to ignore your emotions, but not to sink down into that, possibly kind of this victim energy as well, which can come through with the devil energy, the victim kind of mentality that, you know, it's always you. Everything's always happening to you, and it may feel that way, Scorpio, because it's kind of playing out that way. Because you're maybe not dealing with this shadow energy, you're maybe just kind of not looking at your own patterns, the things that kind of have created your past and your present, which if you carry on is going to create your future as well. So maybe that's why you're kind of taking a pause or having to stop, why things are not moving forward in the way that you would like them to. So let's see why the Six of Pentacles is here. This does feel like difficult energy here, Scorpio, that you're dealing with. I must admit, it doesn't feel easy. The Four of Pentacles can also be, again, it can be to do with that addiction, because the Four can feel like emptiness, like very alone, an empty feeling, and the Devil energy can feed into that. And that can also be the addiction side of things. It's when, you know, we may spend too much to make ourselves feel better, and then panic because we don't have enough money to cover the basics or the needs, or something else comes in and we've just spent it all on us feeling better, maybe going out and kind of shopping. But it's kind of that sense of this void, this emptiness within us that we try to, or we want to fill somehow with the things of the material realm, because the Devil can also talk about very much about the material realm and the control that that can have over us as well, that we can be very caught up in the material, the pleasure side of things, and miss the actual lesson that is being taught to us here as well, Scorpio. It does feel as though there's quite a strong lesson, because you also have in reverse the Strength card here, and whenever the Strength card comes out in reverse, it always feels to me as though your strength is being used against you, or your strength is being drained from you, that you don't have the strength in order to be able to keep on going. Or you're putting so much strength into something that's not, or so much of your inner strength that it's not, into something that's not working for you any longer. Also, it can be saying that you need to maybe be less aggressive here as well, Scorpio. When it's in reverse, it's kind of, there's a balancing energy here with this masculine and feminine energy. When it's upright, it's much more of a balanced approach. But when it's in reverse, it can be about being too forceful, too full on something, kind of feeling there could be regret here as well. You may have felt, because this is in your head and you're aware of it, you may have felt that you have overstepped the mark on something, maybe. That you have been too full on, too aggressive, overreached your am I getting here, like you've overreached where you should have gone in a way. You didn't hold back, you weren't gentle enough, that you didn't use the gentle approach, you just kind of roared at something. And this can also have something to do with these pages energy as well, because when the Strength card is in reverse, it can be, I do believe that that was in reverse as well. It can be that the pages, as I was saying, they're a young energy, they are learning about themselves, so you could be coming from a place of still not kind of being able to control your inner strength, your inner emotions, your anger, the way that you deal with a situation. This could also be reversed as well. This could also be you having been put into a situation where somebody has done this to you, Scorpio. and possibly taken your power away by doing that and making you feel that you were out of control, that you didn't have any control over something, but they had all the power. But the lesson in many ways when it comes to the Strength card is to kind of realize that you don't always have to be full on with something. You don't always have to be aggressive in order to get the result that you want. That sometimes you can also kind of use this more gentle, more feminine approach here. In order to kind of tame that beast. Because that's really what it's about. It's about taming that inner beast, that beast that kind of gets us into trouble because we just explode on something. And again, it could be to do with being very blunt. Like you just opened your mouth and roared at something and what came out was not particularly kind or considerate or thoughtful. Again, it could be somebody who's done this to you, Scorpio. But either way, there is a situation here that is being moved away from. Again, that could be you, that could be somebody else. But it does feel as though there's kind of no looking back here. Somebody isn't looking back. Or they're not wanting to look back. But that doesn't mean that you're not, or they're not going to have to, whether that's you or this other person. Again, because with the Five of Wands here, I do feel as though there's still unresolved issues. Things that still need to be worked through here. Oh, interesting. And as I say that, we have the Five of Wands come out again. This time it's over the top of this Page of Swords, but that is 2 Five of Wands energy here. So it does feel as though somebody is not wanting to face up to something. Something that's happened maybe. Also he's got all of this very orange energy up here as well, which is kind of reflected in this card here, this energy here. And he's got quite kind of, if you can see that look on his face, it's kind of quite arrogant, quite kind of proud looking, quite kind of, are you talking to me kind of thing. Be careful what you say, how you say it. That's the energy that I'm getting from this card. But I'm also getting that this needs to be resolved. But you can't ignore it, Scorpio, whatever it may be. It could be business with wands. It could well be to do with ideas, clashing of ideas. Maybe a situation where somebody isn't open to somebody else's ideas, especially if this is a business situation, maybe a family situation, but somebody's not, it feels like, open or listening to somebody else's ideas on something, their views on something, their creative input on something. And we have the Magician in the subconscious. Over the top of the Fool and the Three of Swords here, the Magician is saying that you are in the process, or you have been in the process of manifesting something quite new because of this Fool energy. It feels like you're kind of done with this situation, even though it doesn't feel as though it's done, even though it does feel as though there's still things to be resolved here. It's like on another level, on a subconscious level, you're kind of aware that you are not going to be putting your energy back into this situation. That your energy, your manifestation, your new ideas, because the Magician is about new ideas, it's also the card of Gemini. And it's kind of saying here that you have, or you've been gathering all your tools together. You're kind of becoming aware of the process of how your thoughts help to create your environment, your future. You've got the Sword, which kind of represents the intellect, the thought, the original kind of idea on something, which then gets fed by the Cup there, the emotions, and then it goes from there to being a creative idea of something where you feed it, it has passion, you give it drive and energy, you put your time into it, your desire goes into it, and then of course it creates in the physical realm, which is the Pentacle there as well. So the Magician also is aware of the fact that something comes from outside. It's like the idea that comes in first of all, which is why he's got his hand held up and one hand down, because he's bringing it down into the physical realm. And the sun in the background is kind of also saying that this is an illuminated idea in a way. This is something new. That's how it feels. It feels like something new. Maybe that's what you're keeping to yourself here as well, Scorpio. So let's see why the Five of Wands came out here. The Fool and the Magician together there implies literally a progression as well. So you're going from the Fool, which is the 0, into the Magician, which is the first card in the Major Arcana tarot deck as well. So you're literally going from this energy into this place here. So it is very, for me, it is very much a kind of progression that's happening here for you on a deeper understanding as well, because it's in your subconscious. It's taking place on a deeper level, a knowing level, instinctual level of your feelings and your emotions and your kind of just general, yeah, just this kind of general knowing what you're doing, where you're going, why you're heading that way. And we have the 8 of Swords over the top of this 5. So you may find yourself in a place of feeling trapped, possibly by other people's ideas, other people's opinions, other people's... It is this clashing energy. And the 8 is kind of saying that there's a limitation, it feels like. Something limiting here. Somebody's not wanting to move beyond a certain way of thinking. They're very kind of caught up in that thing, whatever that thing may be. It's like they're just, it feels like they're just very kind of, this is how it is kind of energy. That could be your energy, Scorpio. It could be other people. It feels like it could be more than one person that you're dealing with here, though. And we also have the Emperor come out with this 8 as well. Which is kind of saying to me that you are going to come out on top of this energy. You're going to come out on top of this, because I don't feel as though you are the one that is causing this. Like, it could be that you're having to, like I say, stand up or face up to something. It does feel very limiting though. That's for me what this 8 is saying here, that it's very limiting. But with this Emperor energy coming out, it also feels like something is going to be kind of pushed forward, like something is going to be a taking back of power here. It's upright, so it's a positive use of force, of energy, of kind of self-worth as well. It's kind of realizing that, you know, you deserve more than this. You deserve better than all of this, whatever this may be. And it kind of feels as though you are turning your back on it and leaving it. Almost like going off to find your own kind of kingdom, if you like, or your own throne to sit on, your own kind of, like, you know, taking control of your life, taking control of your environment. Of not staying in that situation, which is what I'm feeling here with these kind of the Fool energy as well, that you're not wanting to stay in that situation, whatever that situation was. The Emperor can be authority as well. It's a very masculine, very patriarchal energy. But it's in the upright position. He too has got this kind of baton in his hand here as well, very similar to the Magician energy. Which is what I feel this is about. I feel that this is about you creating something much more powerful for yourself, much more kind of rewarding, and you being at the top of it. You being your own boss, maybe. It could have something to do with that as well, because the Emperor is at the very top. So it could be about you reclaiming your energy, your power, taking something back, and you becoming, like I was saying, becoming your own boss, becoming in charge of your own. It could be a business, it could be family, but it just feels like a certain situation that you are going to come out on top of here, Scorpio. Because you're not prepared to be trapped in it, whatever this is about. And this 8 of Swords here, which for me is this kind of, it's this, if you see all these kind of clashing wands there, it's kind of, they're creating this trapped energy by just keep going over the same ground. They're not getting anywhere. And you may also feel the same as well, that you have been kind of trapped in this place, in this energy, but you're going to free yourself from that. That's how it feels, that you are going to become your own person here, male or female. Makes no difference. Just because it's an Emperor energy, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be the same for any of the females out there. Sometimes we have to use a stronger energy But it does feel on some level that it's not about... It just feels like you're just going to turn your back on it. You're not going to argue it. You're not going to... It's like you may have wanted to try it and resolve something here, but you... it feels like in the end you're just going to... Yeah, this is how I'm seeing it, with this kind of baton in his hand. And the sceptre in his hand here. It's very similar to this. It's almost like an awakening. It's almost like a sudden realization of like, I've already got what I need. It's already there. It's already within me. I already have that power. I'm already able to do that. I don't need whatever the rest of it is. I don't need that, is how it's kind of coming through. I don't need that in order to be my own person, be my own boss. Maybe it's something to do with self-validation as well. But it is a shift of energy with this Fool and this Magician energy. It does feel as though it is shifting something down there in the subconscious realm. And over the top of the Devil and the Ten of Cups, whoops, we have the Page of Pentacles come out again. So you've got him here and you've got him here. And it is hopes and fears, this one. Has come out in your hopes and your fears. And so I see this again, Page's young energy that's learning about itself. And I feel that this is you wanting again to do something with this coin here, with this pentacle, with this kind of manifestation. You're kind of focusing your attention here on this and saying again, it's like, you know, what can I do with this pentacle? How can I make it grow for me? How can I how resourceful can I be with it? How can I make it work for me? But also reevaluating where you are at this time. It is about planting seeds. It is about thinking about your future. But at the same time being very aware that the only time you can actually act is in the present, is in that now moment. So you're wanting to plant your seed, this pentacle, in the present in order to be able to reap the benefits of it in the future. And that's with your hopes and your fears there. So let's see what we have for this Four of Cups energy down here as well. You are getting quite a lot of repeating energy here as well, Scorpio, which is interesting. I'm not taking them too many. I think you've got 3 repeating cards. You've got the Five of Wands twice. You've got the Four of Cups twice. You've got the Page of Pentacles twice. So they're kind of saying to me, you know, that these are energies that you need to be aware of at this time. Five of Wands in reverse on top of that Page of Swords could also be about self-sabotage as well. Again, that doubting yourself, not feeling as though you had the ability. That could also be why you could have reacted from a less mature place, shall we say. And the Devil, of course, is also Capricorn energy, so it can also be to do with maturity, of growing up, of having to kind of facing, it feels like facing fears, facing the dark side of your own character, your own nature. But over the top of the Four of Cups, we have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So you're going to go from this feeling of feeling down, alone, unhappy, trying to feed an emptiness within you, to this much more, again, page energy, which young energy. And when it's a page, it is about the kind of inner child, the healing process here, healing something within yourself. But it's literally come out with this ace. So it's like, when you do that, because he's holding this Ace of Cups here in his hand, and here it's quite small, and he's kind of just noticing it, is how it feels. He's like, he's holding it and he's like, what am I supposed to do with this? What is this? What is this about? So there's a kind of sense of exploring that energy, that Ace of Cups energy, in order to heal something within yourself, in order to be ready to actually put your yourself and your love for something or somebody back out into the environment, beyond your own kind of little world, shall we say. I often think of the Page of Cups as being a wounded animal who needs to take care of itself, and when an animal's wounded, it will kind of go off into a dark place, and it will kind of sleep and rest and take care of itself. And particularly a wild wounded animal. And so there's a kind of similarity for me here with the Page of Cups. It's kind of saying that, you know, it's nurturing you, this card, nurturing you. Use that energy to nurture your inner child, nurture your wounds here, which could also have something to do with this Three of Swords that's come out in the subconscious as well, that you're coming from this place of being wounded, and maybe not even really being aware of that at this time. But it's come out with the larger ace here as well. So it's kind of saying to me that you are going to have an opportunity for channeling this energy, because the ace always needs, when it comes in, it needs to be channeled. Again, it can be channeled into something that you love. It can be a pet, it can be a person in your life, it can be a situation, but it's kind of a falling in love, even with something like a sunset, a beautiful sunset. It's kind of really feeling it, experiencing it in a way that you may not have done previously, of kind of seeing the beauty within everything. It doesn't necessarily have to be just a person. It can be seeing the beauty in a flower, a colourful bird. It's kind of that type of energy, you know, it's kind of suddenly realising that there is beauty all around you. And that kind of comes from the heart chakra energy as well, that you're feeling it from your heart, from the place of your heart. So, those are the cards that we have there. And again, my light has just disappeared. I don't know what's caused that to happen. Something doesn't seem right there. Right, I will finish your reading with a very quick Moonology card here for you, Scorpio, and see what the wisdom from the moon energy is. Nothing is yet set in stone, which is very apt, because if we go back to this flamingo spirit of you being in in-between stage. Nothing is yet set in stone. It is the mutable moon, so there is the energy of Gemini. I think which other ones are mutable. My brain's gone completely blank at the moment, but it's the moon of where things are still in flux, everything is still in flux, everything is still up in the air. And that's kind of what this is saying to me here as well, is that you're, you know, this is very much this energy, this creation energy that you're in at this time as well, that you're creating it in your present. So you need to kind of take that foot out of the past, stop putting your energy into the past still, bring it into the present, and don't try and kind of create or force yourself into the future that is yet ready, because it's not ready yet. It's still in creation, is kind of what's coming through for me here. So I'm going to finish your reading there, Scorpio, and say I'm very sorry that the light has kind of disappeared there. I'm not sure what's going on. It did do it the other day and then it kind of started working again, so I might have to get myself a new light there. So if you have enjoyed my reading, please could you thumbs it up for me, because it really helps to get it out into the bigger YouTube world where other people can see it and kind of hopefully come back to my channel. Thank you very much to those of you who have liked my videos up. I really do appreciate it. And also for those of you who have subscribed to my channel recently, thank you very much. I really am trying to grow my channel at the moment. I'd really like to get to 150 subscribers by the end of this year if I can. That would be really good. So if you want to share my videos and help me to get my message out there, that would be really helpful as well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please could you also do that, because that's also going to help grow my channel. And I put all the new moon, full moon videos out, all the astrology videos as well. Also leave me a comment as well if you're interested in finding out any more about the reading. If you've got any questions about the reading, leave me a comment and I will try and get back to you as well. And my email is also in the description box down below if anybody is wanting a personal private reading with me to get their own message, because this is just a general read as well. It's not going to resonate with all of you Scorpios out there. So with all that being said, Scorpio, please take really good care of yourselves at this time and take care of anybody else who you can around you, and hopefully I will see you again soon.